Okay, so I'm making this is my fifth video regarding depersonalization. Now, as you guys can see and observe, I'm sitting on the floor. The reason is because I am moving. I am I'm moving somewhere else. I am going personally. I'm going back. I'm going to Nicaragua. Um, I don't know how long I'll be there for. Um, I think this is a great opportunity for me to uh, have a little bit of peace with myself. Regarding depersonalization, I know I didn't on my last videos. I haven't made like updates. I have had windows that I've opened wider, and this is funny because the both times that I recovered, the first two times I never had windows. So it's really nice to kind of get the feeling of all what it's like to recover in 3 weeks. All of a sudden, what it's like to recover in 17 months. After you stop taking pills. Um, all of a sudden, but it's also nice to discover what it's like to have DPDR in Windows. And what fascinates me is that I always think that every time I go back into DPDR, it feels as if I'm doing it consciously. But then I realize when I come out that it's an unconscious thing that happens. Well, either way, I'm recovering. Um, that's not a big issue now. Right now, what's on my mind is this travel. I'm going to Nicaragua. I'm going to be probably going to Argentina to visit a good friend of mine and a couple people. Um, Going through benzodiazepine withdrawal. Another person who has DPDR. But I'm going to be traveling, and this is going to be great for me. I'm going to forget about everything. I have learned a lot, and think I have been blessed with everything that has happened to me in my life. Even though it's very bad things that have happened, I think I'm still blessed because I learned from these experiences, and it gives me the opportunity to help others. Um, Again, I don't consider myself a complete expert, but I can tell you um, from the bottom of my heart that the experience that I've gained and everything that I've put into this has given me the knowledge enough to be able to help you considerably more than any psychologist or psychiatrist out there. Just the reason being, I have been there, I've lived there, and I have learned from it and learned from others. Um, it's a no-brainer. I mean, psychologists, they learn this from books. They don't learn it from experience. Um, but anyways, I would like to talk about how I feel and why I'm having these windows. As I spoke on my last video, I realized that when your thoughts create feelings, your feelings create emotions, and especially once you get used to this, you realize that it comes naturally. Um, the brain, another thing, the brain almost because the experience for people who get DPR is so bad, the brain creates some kind of defense mode once you recover. It's kind of hard. In other words, it's kind of hard to get DPDR once you recover. And if you do, there are very mild episodes that don't bother you. Um, I'm not talking about the deep, dark, horrible, doom and gloom DPDR. I'm just talking about transient, maybe just derealization, where for a second you feel like nothing is real, but you feel like yourself. Because when you have DPDR, you're not yourself. Believe it or not, you are not yourself. Even the words that come out of your mouth are from a complete different person. And this is how wild and crazy this is. So it's funny, it's good for me to learn, and now I'm realizing, like I was saying, I'm realizing how thoughts, feelings, and emotions works because I'm practicing what I have preached. I have always taught this, and then because from past experiences, but while I was going through it, I didn't know if this is what was really going on. I just felt good. I felt peace, and one day it's like boom, I just recovered. Now, I don't want people to get confused thinking that they have to start thinking positive. It's not about that. Uh, Remember, you have to go through the grief process. The grief process is the one and only thing that you should be worried about. Well, besides not taking medications, alcohol, and other substances that will alter your homeostasis or your natural state of mind, including smokes or cigarettes. Although, like I said, I don't condemn them, because when I first recovered the first time, I used to smoke. The second time, I didn't smoke, but the anxiety was very less when I didn't smoke. But either way, the grief process is what you should be uh, concerned about after all these other things. And once the and again, the reason why grief process comes second is because if you do any of the first things, which is abuse drugs, abuse pills, abuse supplements and vitamins, anything that is not natural, you should keep a very healthy, natural diet. Eat healthy, um, drink, try to keep sugar levels down, a lot of fiber, eat. Don't take supplements or medications. Is because these things will mess around or mess up your grief process. The grief process is like I said, it's not only mental or conscious thing; it's also a physical thing. And I think I said in one of my Spanish videos where I said that the body is more interested in healing the body itself from an evolutionary point of view, because it's your vital organs that are keeping you alive. Of course, the brain is what's telling you how to move your hands and what to talk and what to think and whatnot, but what's keeping you alive is your heart pumping, your kidneys, your liver, all these things. So when you're healing, your body and your mind are more concerned about your body. So if your body is clean, if your body is fine, if your body is functioning well, and you're eating healthy and you're eating right, then your mind has a better opportunity to start healing itself. So if you eat bad and you eat a lot of greasy, fatty foods, your liver's going to be taxed, you know. So your body's going to not worry about your brain. That means your mind, body, and spirit. It's not going to worry about your brain. It's going to worry about your liver. If you eat a lot of salt, it's going to be worried about your kidneys because of your blood pressure. You know, if you eat if you drink caffeine, it's going to be more concerned about the adrenaline that caffeine causes, that little bit of energy. If you drink alcohol, of course, alcohol is works on one of the brain neurotransmitters called GABA, which is the same thing as a benzodiazepine. A benzodiazepine is alcohol in a pill form. It's just benzos have a little bit more affinity to these receptors. But alcohol in general is the worst thing you can do for somebody who has DPDR. It's the absolute worst thing, even if it's one drink a week. It sounds crazy, but it's this true. I believe that people, even if it wasn't caused by alcohol, that their brain has some kind of lack of tranquilizing chemicals in the brain. And alcohol withdrawal, especially, even if what people call a hangover, even if you've had 3 drinks, depletes these chemicals. So you need to eat healthy and stop all this. Medications are the worst. Why? For the same reason that I just explained as alcohol. A lot of people who have DPDR will go straight and ask their doctors for something to calm them down. And they'll take benzos and they think, oh, I have to make a combination. And I'll take all these kinds of different pills and medications, and one of them might hit the dot. But you know what? That's the biggest lie you'll ever see. Again, and I want to remind you, everybody, if you're a new watcher, if you're a new listener, if you're new to my videos and to me, you need to know that pills are not good for you. These are things, you are being a guinea pig to the pharmaceutical companies. Nowadays, they give you pills for people who like to shop too much. For God's sakes, let the person shop. I mean, it's easy to neglect whatever I'm saying and say, you know what, this guy's just a baboon, he's talking bullshit, but that is just your fear of not taking medications and not confronting your fears and making the grief process start. So I'm going to leave this video here. Any questions or anything, just let me know. I am here, and also for the benzo community, because I'm going to be posting this on in some benzo withdrawal forums. just ask me, even if it has to do with benzo, which was not the PDR. I will more than welcome help you. Peace.